A lovely morning to you out there. Welcome to ABS Good Morning Anambra. And as we always do, we'll definitely be beginning the program with our press review. But before then, let me introduce myself. My name is Ajurichuku Okabwe.
And I'm Noye Nwokoye. Thank you so much for always joining us. I've come to spread my own love today, Ajulu. I was not here on Friday.
Yeah.
Chukwuebuka was asking why I should wear red to come to work today. I said, okay, I wasn't here on Friday.
Yeah.
Let me come and spread some of the love I carry around.
Of course. We are still in February.
Yes, now basking in the euphoria of sharing and, sharing love around. And I'm so delighted to be here and to be counted amongst the living. Thank you so much for always waking up with us on Good Morning Anambra show. You're welcome. We begin with the press review.
Don't Glad to have you back. The show is beginning with the newspapers that we have for you this morning. And the first on our list is the Daily Times, the banner headline screaming, APC makes big haul as Shehu Sani and Kuni La orders defect. And we also have the NDLEA bust trans-border drug cartel arrests 11. Nigeria faces economic uncertainty as Trump reshapes global trade. Rising cost of goods, services threaten survival of small businesses in Abuja. And we have Governor Bala celebrates former commissioner on appointment as ABU VC. And we have Nigeria achieved significant debt reduction under Tinubu. That's coming from Kalu. 2027, Dogara gives Tinubu condition for Bauchi support. That's all we have on the front page of the Daily Times. And then the big story, APC makes big haul. Shehu Sani and Kuni La orders defect. Should that actually worry PDP?
Actually, while you were reading, I was looking at the cartoon in front of that, where they used the heads of the people concerned in the APC to do cartoon, and I see let's celebrate. They are celebrating because they have addition into their party, and I don't know. A lot of people are defecting from last week. We saw Ned Nwoko, moving to APC. And of course, more people will still move because they go to where the thing is happening.
At the same time, to me, I don't even see this cross-carpeting and the rest of it all as APC gaining power or gaining, prominence. I just see it as politicians scrambling for food, you understand? Because nobody carries the agenda of Nigeria, restoration of Nigeria.
I don't know whether you have forgotten this popular Igbo saying,
exactly. So,
have you forgotten?
To me, when I see all these things happen, I don't see it in the best interest of saving this country or saving what is left of this country. These are people that are meant to stand as opposition and be telling the government what they are not doing well. But when you crisscross and then you move over to the other side, it's more like you're selling your conscience and then believing that everything is well.
It did not start today, and it's not going to end today. That has been their way.
But the sufferings that Nigerians are experiencing today is worse than they have ever experienced. And then you don't have people that will stand and speak for themselves. You understand? Speak for the masses. Rather, you have politicians justly for power, just for their selfish interest. You understand? To me, this doesn't actually make sense.
Well, I understand where you're going,
exactly.
But this is what it should be. But you should also understand that the kind of politicians you have in Nigeria, this is their way. Whether you like it or not, this is how they have been operating. And I don't think they are going to stop now because Nigerians are suffering. Do they have your interest at heart? That is the big question that you need to ask yourself.
And now then the caption there, let's celebrate. What are we celebrating?
You're asking me. They're already celebrating. You can see their dance steps, from that cartoon. All right, quickly, let's see the next paper for review. The Vanguard newspaper. In front of the Vanguard, we see Trump's energy policy. FG's 19.6 trillion naira revenue target under threat. We have riders there. Diaspora remittances, forex budget will be impacted. Okay, CPPE speaking. USA oil impact over dramatized. Nasima speaking. Economic diversifications, the way out. That's a statement coming from Andonri. Now, Debanjo, burial may hold in May. That's coming from the daughter. FG to engage 28,000 Nigerian health workers on USAID payroll. How politicians weaponize it. Okay, sorry. State of the nation. How politicians' weaponization of poverty hurts Nigerians. Archbishop Ugoji speaking. And we also see youths raise police station in Ondo over alleged death of detainee. Chioma Ajonwa joins Japa train. Okay. PDP APC bicker over party's internal crisis. Will PDP recover from its leadership problems? That's a big question. 2027, Matawale blast text SGF. Lawal says North solidly behind Tinubu. Okay, actually, the elder statesman, I'm interested in his death. I looked at the date he died. It was 14th February, and how he died, gently, quietly on his bed, And I said, this man, God just took him. He went home. That's how we call it. He went home at a ripe age of 96. And I tap into that longevity. Everybody prays to live long. And Adebanjo really played a significant role. Even in his last days, he was still speaking. He was still passionate to see a better Nigeria. And until his death. And I pray that God will, be with the family at this trying time, because death is death, whatever happened, no matter the age one dies. But there's one thing that that is striking about death. No matter how rich you are, no matter how aged you are, one day you must leave this earth. That is the truth about life, and we have to take it home that whatever happens, one day we'll all live one after the other. So our heart goes out to the Adebanjo family. The
Adebanjo family. And equally to the Afenifere group too.
Yes, he was their leader.
Yeah, he was their leader. And then I believe with the group, with the passing on of their leader, the group should equally follow in the footsteps of their leader, you understand? Because this was somebody that was never detribalized.
He was so passionate.
He was detribalized.
Passionate about the struggle.
The growth of this country called Nigeria. He cared little or nothing about his enclave. You understand? All he wanted to do was to see Nigeria grow again. And if we have people that
like passion,
you understand, in that group or elsewhere in Nigeria, because you could see the emissaries that went to visit the family on his passing. That's to make you understand the level. You understand this guy, the role he has played in fighting for what he believes.
And when you listen to him speak, you can see the passion. If only the Afenifere group should, build on what he has already, the foundation, and follow suit, carry out the same thing or the idea behind the establishment of Afenifere group. All right.
Yeah. Let's go to the next paper for review this morning, and that's the Punch newspaper. And then the banner headline is saying, Telecom tariff hike. Federal government deploys security agents as NLC insists on protest. And the writer there says, protests will be hijacked by miscreants, says NSCDC spokesman. Subscribers oppose Labour's move. OPEC foresees lower Dangote refinery petrol price. Borno missing children rise as Boko Haram steps up recruitment. Wow. Ensures fairness in deporting Nigerians, federal government tells U.S. Ensure fairness in deporting Nigerians, federal government tells United States of America. Adebanjo, Adeboye, Anyaku, Osibanjo, Obi, ex-governors attend commendation service. Alafin, Oyo Prince asks courts to sack Uwade. Dismembered girlfriend died from asthma. Wow. And that's coming from the Kwara killer cleric. Local government crisis, Adeleke Oyetola, trade wars, labor suspends services. And that's all we have for you. Then we have Edo to petition EFCC as panel alleges 96 billion naira fraud under Obaseki. That's the last governor there. Wow, this is really, really touchy. Ensure fairness in deporting Nigerians. That's federal government telling United States of America.
The truth of the matter is that the United States president have said the grounds on which to deport anybody.
Immigrant.
Yes, immigrants. He said illegal. That is the word he used. And everybody knows if you don't understand what illegality means, you should consult your dictionary to know what illegality means, so that if your person is deported, you know, without...
Wrongfully.
Yes, you should know. But for him to come out to say that anybody that is in U.S. illegally will be deported, that's his statement. Now, there's something about this, our nation, that, you know, baffles me most times. This headline that says, "Bro, no missing children rise as Boko Haram steps up recruitment." How did they know that Boko Haram is recruiting? So that means these people are not hiding after all.
Of course.
Their activities are not hiding after all, and nothing is being done about it. So there are things you hear and you begin to ask, what actually is going on? These are terrorist group, or so to speak, you know, and the security are chasing after them. Now they are coming out to tell us that they are recruiting children, that there are missing children. So where are they? Who came out to give this information? Can't the person come and answer questions? You know, can't security operatives go after such individuals to come and answer, where are these people that are recruiting children into Boko Haram?
Well, it's really, really...
Are they untouchable?
It's not as if they are untouchable, but then I think it's a mismatch of a case of even our security operatives still have one leg in the activities of Boko Haram. It's a very, very pathetic situation. But then the rider in the telecom tariff hike really bothers me, because I say the issue of protest being hijacked by miscreants. You understand? We hear this over and over. Does it mean that because miscreants will hijack protests, we no longer can protest in this country?
Even when you protest, what's the outcome of the protest? How many times has there been protest in this nation and wrongs were set straight? How many times? You protest for, university has been protesting. They've been going on strike every time. So, and their demands are still not met up till date.
The number of protests that we've seen on the front pages of newspapers in Nigeria, and then the actual protest is enough for us to even protest. Sincerely speaking, the actual protest and then the number of protests that we see on the pages
My own is that
is enough for Nigerians to actually protest.
If protests will make things right in this nation, if we protest and, look at NSAS protest and the committees that were set up in different states of this nation. You know, they sat and they were paid for sitting. The resources were spent. You don't ask somebody to form a committee, and they will be paid. Then after that, where is their report?
The panel of inquiry and
the report, if the report comes out, what happened next? That is the thing. If actually I should join a protest and let's protest and, let this fuel come down, let people stop being hungry in Nigeria, and you do it, you see the result. That That means that our protest is yielding good results. If tomorrow, if they call for protest, there should be protest, and there should be nobody should stop them. Though it's your right to protest, but my own is, after the protest, what next? That's the question. Okay, now let's see the next paper, the Daily Independent newspaper. In front of the Daily Independent, we have 2025 budget, 28.1 trillion naira fiscal deficit, debt servicing burden may dwarf performance. Debt servicing burden may dwarf performance. And Tinubu urges joint maritime task force to boost Gulf of Guinea security. PDP dismisses allegation of forgery of primary election guidelines. Now, tension in Osun as a sacked LG chairman, councillors plan return to office. With a riot there, Osun NLC asked members to stay off their offices. WAEC releases November-December 2024 exam results. Records 53.64% pass. Now, on fundraising, Enugu Security Trust Fund rakes 3 billion naira. APC sweeps Katsina local government polls. Angry youth set Ondo police station ablaze. Now, Serap gives CBN 48 hours to withdraw ATM fee hike. Okay, Nigeria rejects plan to split AU political affairs, peace, security department. All right, that's the much we are tracking on the Daily Independent newspaper.
And let's see what we have on the Nation newspaper. And the banner headline is saying 201 Nigerians head for home on Trump deportation order. Convict among first batch of 85 on way to Lagos. Envoy drop box policy suspended. Yero and Kuyi, why we dumped PDP for APC. Suspect in murder of kidnapped Anambra lawmaker escape from custody. I find that very, very troublesome and hard to believe. Osibanjo, Anyoku, Adeboye will be orders at Adebanjo's house. Ngige, Afebobola orders pay tribute. And then we have public-private sectors raise 8 trillion from capital market. Average cost of telephone call now is 13.8 naira per minute. Data rates to change, yet to change. 96 billion fraud, sacked Edo local government chiefs for EFCC probe. Battle rages between PDP, APC over Osun Council chairmen. And also at the mast there we have Tambawa under fire for attacking APC defectors. Ruling party, Bashiru Nwoko, knock senator. And we have the Central Gaming Bill, an open letter to National Assembly leadership. That's really, really interesting.
All right.
Suspects of murder of kidnapped Anambra lawmaker escape custody. How possible is this?
This should not be happening, because when I watched the video of the burial of that young man, my heart bled. You know, I saw the wife, I saw the young family that he left behind. The kids are just 5 years, 3 years, or whatever. I saw about 2 or 3 of them, you know. And justice needs to be served in this case, because that man's life was taken in his prime. He died at 40 what? Is it 42 or 43? You know, it's a very painful death, and we shouldn't be hearing this, that people that were caught.
Suspect, not even one, suspect.
You know, this should not be happening. It should not happen at all. Okay, let's quickly move to the Guardian newspaper and see stories trending in front of the Guardian this morning. Now, despite 7.2 trillion naira subsidies, power sector inefficiencies take toll on consumers. Okay, we still have other stories. Oil vandals stealing 55 155,000 barrels as host communities get 78.8 billion naira. Adeleke, PDP urged Tinubu to caution Oyetola others against mayhem. Alleged $150 million Binance bribe, header once accused the lawmakers probed. Okay, other stories coming from The Guardian. They are 2027, Tinubu gets more northern backing as LP spars over Igbo presidency. Court rejects family's bid for interim administrator of Wigwe's estate. U.S. policy shifts leave AGOA diaspora remittances hanging. And FG vows probe into hoarded relief materials as FCT IDP camp. All right, these are some of the stories in front of the Guardian newspaper.
Really, really interesting. They're talking about the 7.2 trillion subsidies that is on the power sector. Then how do you marry that with the inefficiencies, you understand, that we've been seeing over the past, in fact, 20-something years right now? You begin to wonder, what is actually happening?
Before now, I was talking to you about, protests, that after protests, what happened next? You know, a lot of things are happening in Nigeria at the same time. And if you ask me, Nigeria needs a cleansing. If you ask me, there are a lot of rots in so many areas, so many state affairs, so many departments, so many agencies here and there. You know, you hear things happening. You say that, okay, we will do this. Beautiful policies, I've always said it here. Nigeria will have beautiful policies, but our problem is on its implementation. You do things to help alleviate the plight of the poor masses. You do things like all these subsidies to help people breathe.
The idea of subsidy,
at the end of the day,
the idea of subsidy is to make Nigerians breathe.
At the end of the day, what comes out?
Nigerians are not breathing.
That is the problem, and that is the question we'll be asking. What is the essence of subsidy? Why are we not feeling it? Because let this thing trickle down to the common man on the street. And that is when we know that Nigeria is actually coming up, or that they are doing something in their various offices. Okay, now let's see the Daily Trust newspaper. Let's see stories coming from the Daily Trust. How U.S. aid withdrawal triggered a 300 billion naira allocation for drugs, others. As INEC, EFCC, military, others get 400 billion naira extra. Okay, airstrike kills 7 Katsina villagers. Bandits gun down 3 security men. Nigeria to AU prevents mercenaries' incursion into Africa. United States set to deport 85 Nigerians. Other stories, FG weighs options as contract sum hits 532 billion naira. Revocation likely coming from official. Now, clerics competing with politicians for power. Sule Lamido speaking. NLC withdraws members from Osun local government amid government APC feud. Chinese investors to establish $330 million lithium factory in Kebbi State. All right, that's the story we're tracking in front of the Daily Trust. And can you imagine clerics competing with politicians for power? That's coming from Sule Lamido.
I don't really see anything wrong with it. If the politicians are no longer living up to the expectations, you understand, from the electorate, I see no reason why other people shouldn't venture, you understand, into politics. What we need is people with upright mind, people that knows
that can deliver,
irrespective of where you're coming from. So if it's clerics that will give it to us, I see no reason without. That's just what we clamor for. Politicians have not actually built us out. So let us try something else. Well, on that note, let's see what we have for you on the Tribune and the Blueprint newspaper. Let's take them together, starting with the Nigerian Tribune, and then local government pools. Adeleke reports Oyetola security chiefs to Tinubu. That's interesting. Accuses them of plotting mayhem in Osun today. I am a man of peace. Respect court ruling, Oyetola tells Adeleke. NLC declares stay at home for local government workers. Planned public holiday can't stop our chairman from resuming. That's coming from the APC.
APC.
Matawale cautions Babache Lawal affirms Northern Nigeria's unwavering support for Tinubu. Tinubu affirms El Rufai's role in APC formation elections. That's good. Motekun foils robbery incidents on Lagos-Shagamu Expressway. One suspect killed. Trump policies may impact government revenue. Forex earnings, CPPE ones predict drop in energy prices. Cost of obtaining cash remains high despite CBN's enforcement measures. Ayo Adebanjo, SMDLF, the Patriots, Adeboye, Afe, Mamora, Ubi, others pay tributes, visits Lekki home. And the blueprints, Ubasani Matawale Arewa think tank, not support for Tinubu in 2027, unshakable. President investment reforms in the region massive. That's coming from the minister. Shehu Sani Yero Hankuni orders defectors swell APC support base. Let's stay back to fix our challenges. PDP beg members. Oil production now 1.7 million barrels per day to hit 2.7 million barrels per day by 2026. That's coming from NUPRC. Volume of stolen crude drops to 5,000 barrels per day. We have tension in Osun local government chairman vow to return councils today. NOAA, NSCDC partner against fuel scooping from falling tankers. CBN new ATM withdrawal policy to benefit banks and customers. NPFL, Nasarawa United sags Dogo appoint ex-Super Eagles coach. And that's all we have for you on the front pages of the Blueprint and the Nigerian Tribune.
Let's look at this new order coming from CBN, new ATM withdrawal policy. The blueprint says these are to benefit banks and customers. And we can see that there is a paper we read now some few hours ago that says somebody is trying to tell the CBN to revert the policy. And one begins to wonder, since that time of cash, what do we call it again? Cash crunch in Nigeria, when
Naira swap.
Yes, people began to sell money and nothing was done. Till date, people are still, when you want to withdraw maybe 10,000 naira from POS, they'll tell you is 200 naira. So you're not getting your 10,000 naira, you're not getting 9,800 naira, and the same way when you want to, that was 10,000. Now, when you want to withdraw 20,000, you're not getting 20,000 naira. 400 naira will be taken away from 20,000 naira, and that way it continues to grow. And one begins to wonder, where is the case of let me keep my money here, later I'll come back to take it. That's what we do with banking. You keep your money to be safe, that when you want it, you come and take it. And if it's savings, I remember there's this thing, what do they call it again? They pay you over time. When you allow the money to be there, they drop some little
yeah,
for you to get something when you come to take it. Now, this time around, you no longer, Nigerians don't even think about that again. Interest, that is what it is called. The interest that when you are doing a savings, you save money, you don't collect it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months to be there. And sometimes you will see the alert that you have an interest of 2 naira or 3 naira, that's a plus. And your heart is like, you have money, something like that. Now, with what central bank is trying to do, I don't know whether they're trying to stop the POS. But I was wondering, how did this POS came out in the first place when we have ATM machines?
Because the ATM machine never dispensed money.
Never. No, it was dispensing initially.
That's what I'm saying now.
So who actually brought the idea of this POS in the first place?
It was to make cash. Okay, now talking about the POS, you remember that during that money swap issue we had, where people were stranded and stuff like that. That was the betting of this POS stuff. And POS were bringing money to people right at their doorstep.
Where are they getting the money from?
From the bank. Most of the POS operators you have link with people working in the bank. Because how come you go to the bank, you don't get money, but you go to POS, there is money. Honestly. And they now charge you for it. So that means the bank and the POS, there's this synergy that is between the two of them. So
lack of transparency and accountability in this nation has really done us much harm than good.
And secondly, too, Nigerians are always in a hurry. Sincerely speaking, if you stand your ground and say you're not going to patronize a POS, that you rather go to the bank, and if you get to the bank, your money is not being given, then you make a case out of it. Definitely, if every Nigerian believes in that, POS will definitely be a business that will just fizzle out in no time.
My own is that our policy makers, it's high time they start this this town hall meetings with their constituents. Find out what people actually want. You can do a poll. You know, you can circulate questionnaires. Let people feel their opinions. You feel the pulse of masses in making policies that affect them. Now, you will make one policy. After 1 year, it will become a problem. You will start trying to enforce one form of law or the other, trying to. But you are the person that made that policy in the first place. I don't know. We go forth and back. Does it aid development? I don't know if it aid development in their own private pocket.
All right. Well, we can go on and on and on and then talk about Nigeria and then the way things seem not to be working, and our politicians are busy cross-carpeting and accusing clerics of wanting to take their positions. Well, there is a whole lot you can pick up from this dailies that we've just reviewed this morning. You can walk down to any newspaper stand, get any of these papers, read, and then get to know what's happening within your country and know how you too can be a role in making a positive change.
All right, and our heart still goes out to the Adebanjos on the death of Adebanjo. We are happy that he lived to an enviable age of 96, and of course, a great man that ever walked through the sands of Nigeria, and his works will forever be remembered. He was passionate to see that Nigeria becomes great again. We condole with the family of the Adebanjos.
Well, the show still continues on the other side when we go into our discussion segment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.